Hey, bookish friends. I have a book haul for you because on my poll, where I asked book haul TBRs together or separate, more of you voted for separate, and I decided to just go ahead and go with that this time because I have a lot of books to go through. I'm actually going to start with ebook that I bought because Enclave is running a deal on the Firebird ebooks. You can get books 1 through 5 together for $8, which works out to less than $2 per book. I will have that linked in the description. That deal is good through the last day of February 2026. And I thought that was a great deal. My library only has books 1 through 4, so I was going to have to purchase book 5 in some format anyway, and then this way I have book 4 and can read it whenever I want to. So that's the ebook deal that I really wanted to get to. Next, my husband and I went on a date last Friday. We just so happened to park right in front of the library of this tiny town, and we're like, we're not really hungry yet. So we went in and we're like, do you have books for sale? And they had like a whole row of shelves of books that they wanted to get rid of. So, and it was filled a bag for $1, and we filled a bag. I'll start with the one I got for myself. This is A Fish Caught in Time, The Search for the Coelacanth by Samantha Weinberg. It's funny, I got this book on a Friday, and on Monday I taught about coelacanths. I wish I would have had time to actually read this before teaching on it, but it worked out. This is about the coelacanth, which is a fish that we have fossil record of, but people thought had gone extinct, and then one was found off the coast of Africa in 1938. So I'm hoping this is more about the search for, well, finding the first one, the search for the second one, the identification process, and not so much about evolution, but we'll see. And since I got 16 books in the book sale, so it worked out to less than 6 cents per book. And then I got 2 books from the little free library that they had out front, one of which was Harry the Dirty Dog. This is just a cute book. My mother-in-law actually has this and reads it to my kids, and so I thought they'd like having their own copy, and it's a board book. And so picked that one up. The other one I got from the little free library is How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. I wanted to beef up our Christmas book collection, and the ones that we got, the rest of these are picture books, so I'm just going to go through them really quick. The Gardener by Sarah Stewart, Pictures by David Small, is a Caldecott honor book, and I think I've read a book by Sarah Stewart before and liked it. I don't want to read this book. I assume it's going to be silly and funny, and my kids like books like that, so I thought for less than 10 cents, why not give it a try? And my husband picked up this book, Deserts by Gail Gibbons. He's like, are you going to be doing a study on deserts soon? Because you should. And I like, sure. Because my friend Shatona gave me some books about deserts. And so I thought, yeah, maybe we'll do that. And I found Noodle and the No Bones Day. This was actually on my list to purchase for my mom because she has a pug, and oh, look at him on the back. And I thought this would be a great book to have at her house. I'm always trying to find pug picture books to have at her house for my kids. We have Not Your Typical Dragon, and yeah, always, again, on the hunt for dragon and dinosaur books. Next, we have Masters of Disguise, Camouflaging Creatures, and Magnificent Mimics. The cover caught my eye, and then just the artwork inside is gorgeous. So I thought we'd give that one a try. And then we have The Christmas Owl. I love the story of the owl who was in the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree, so was excited to find that one. We have Purple Everywhere. My youngest, her favorite color is purple, so I picked that one up for her. Raindrops Roll. This one is another one that, like, These are photographs, and they are gorgeous. So I thought we could at least try it, and then if we don't like it, we can pass it along to someone else. Two shy pandas. Again, my youngest, her favorite animal is the panda. My husband picked out When Birds Could Talk and Bats Could Sing. This one might be for my older kids because it has more text. I'm just going to pull out the rest of these from my bag. I have Bunny Money because I thought my soon-to-be 7-year-old loves bunnies, so I thought that would be a good one for her. This is a ball, really. Again, another silly, funny one. And Wild Wild World Fireflies. I'm going to be teaching on fireflies later this semester. And one from Jan Brett, The Turnip. We don't have this one. Oh, I just noticed the little hedgehog on the bottom. So this pile of books, I'm actually trying to keep squirreled away from my kids because we're going to go see my in-laws in March, and it's at least a 5-hour drive each way. So I thought new books would make the trip more exciting. And then I did get a stack of books for myself this month, starting with Under the Hibiscus by Shatona Havig. She sent me this book because I had made a sheep basket for her, and she's paying me in books. This one is, do you have to give God 2 weeks' notice when you quit the ministry? After a lifetime of being her father's right-hand girl, Ezra gets a small taste of freedom during her friend's honeymoon visit to this, I'm going to butcher this, Somali Islands, and decides enough is enough. All she needs is to find a replacement secretary, teacher, project manager, accountant, etc. In fact, what he needs is a wife. I've actually already read this one. It's the first book in this series, which she wrote with a few other authors. When her favorite swim top stretched and sagged in both unflattering and immodest ways, Ezra Nehemiah Keel should have known it would be a rotten day. And then My Dear Hemlock finally came back into stock on Thrift Books, which made it $8 cheaper than Amazon. So I snagged a copy. This is The Screw Tape Letters, reimagined for women. Sorry if you can hear people in the background. I had to refilm this because my audio was junk because of mic placement. Chapter 1. Salutations, my dear Hemlock. I always enjoy taking on a new mentee. I try to say no, but headquarters just keeps begging. I've already read that one too. The Keeper of the Bees by Jean Stratton Porter. This one is on my 26 to read and 2026 list, and I had won a $15 Amazon gift card from a readers group that I'm in. This is the very last novel that Jean Stratton Porter wrote before her death, the tale of a wounded World War I veteran, a beekeeper, and an impish tomboy, all helped by each other. A book that examines the healing power of nature and kindness can have upon someone's life. James Lewis McFarlane. That's not a sentence, but the bearer of this name swung his feet to the floor and sat up suddenly, cupping his big hands over his knees to steady himself. And I had a little bit of money left over, so I got myself some flower stickers for my reading journal. A local bookstore had a grand reopening because their space expanded. So we bought books. The one I purchased for myself is O Pioneers by Willa Cather. There's nothing about this book on it, but I have heard good things about that author, so I thought I'd give her a try. And then I put through a Thrift Books order. I have Shivering World by Kathy Tyers. I really enjoyed her Firebird books, so I thought I'd give one of her other books a try. I didn't realize this was going to be so big. It's about 450 pages. Microbiologist Gracia Brady Phillips accepts a hazardous position assisting in terraforming the planet Goddard, partly to get out of debt and partly in desperate hope. There's a chance that the colonists are conducting illegal genetic research, which could provide a cure for her genetic disorder, slowly killing her. The 10-passenger landing craft's hatchway admitted a swirl of foul, frigid air. And then I also got The Squire's Tale by Gerald Morris. This is the first book in a series. My friend Shatona had put it on her list to reread before she turned 60. Growing up an orphan in an isolated cottage in the woods, with Trevisant the hermit, young Terence never expected much adventure in his life. But one evening, a stranger named Gawain shows up, and Terence's life takes an odd turn. Gawain, who defeats his first knight armed only with an empty stew pot, is destined to become one of the most famous knights of King Arthur's Round Table. Trevisant, who can read the future, sends Terence off with Gawain to King Arthur's court to be his squire. Terence crept nervously through the forest, glancing over his shoulder. Intriguing first sentence. And I haven't read book 1 yet, but book 2 is on sale, and last I checked, it's like $5.09. So, yeah, and the time door was still less than 15, I think. So for less than $20, you could get yourself both books in a duology. I haven't read book 1 yet, so I can't tell if anything in the synopsis is a spoiler. So these are all the books I have got in the past month or so. I'm not going to hold up the kids' books because that would be just, well, that'd be too much. I would drop something. I don't want to drop books. They are precious. Let me know if you've gotten any good books or read any good books in the past month. And until next time, happy reading.